Welcome back to the Mad Spideyverse. I'm Mad Spidey. Thank you once again for tuning into my channel. So I've been thinking lately, I've been like, I need to do some new kind of content. Obviously, people still like my statue reviews, my statue collection videos, my artist thing, my artist series. Obviously, on the rare occasion I do get a mail call. Obviously, I'll always do a mad mail call. I also, I'm trying to get back into going to, conventions, mainly the smaller ones. I'm sort of over the bigger ones. I might eventually go back to the bigger ones, but yeah, trying to do a bit of con videos, like B-reel footage and then a haul video at the end and things like that. So I've been trying to sort of rack my brain a little bit. What am I going to do for some new kind of content? Obviously, you want to try and evolve your channel, maybe get some different sort of viewership and things like that. Obviously, I've been diving into the Marvel cards, like art cards, collector cards, trading cards, whatever you want to call them. So just been doing a little bit of that, but that'll be very sporadic and every now and again. So I'm like, I haven't done anything on my my collectible show for a little while. So I might try and get back to some of that as well. But I'm thinking along the lines of the collectible show, I'm like, what else can I do? So I've been racking my brain, as I said. I've had ideas of maybe doing an interview type show, but I'm like, I'm not a good interviewer. And I'd like to sort of, make it sort of a different sort of style. Not the same old boring questions that everybody asks. I know there's a lot of people that do like really great interview shows, and I do love watching them, but yeah, I'm hesitating on that one. But yeah, so I was sort of thinking along the lines of my collectible show. I'm like, what else can I collect? What can I turn into maybe another sort of series? So I thought I'd give it a try. Obviously, this is the first episode, the first inaugural episode. I was thinking maybe I should do something, and I've been talking about this for a little while, something to do with my movie collection. I know John's Comics with Kids. He's been doing a lot of movie review type things and like top 50 movies and things like that, and like his physical media collection, like his DVDs and his Blu-rays and things like that. And I'm like, I'd like to do something like that. Like I classify myself as a movie buff, but my knowledge and my memory is not as great as what it used to be. So I suppose this is probably my spin on this. So I suppose I'll just call this Movie Night with Spidey, or I don't know. I can't just call it DVD collection or movie collection or something like that. Put a spin on the Spidey thing, but yeah, so I thought I have a lot of movies, like physical copies, so a lot of DVDs, a lot of Blu-rays, things like that. A couple of VHS left, but I thought I've got a lot of them, so I could easily do this. It's just whether this works and whether people actually like it. So obviously I'll mention it at the end of the video, but please let me know what you think. Obviously this is me waffling at the start like I usually do. But yeah, we'll just call it Movie Night with Spidey, but I'll be touching base on movies, on TV series, whether it be, Australian, American, Hong Kong cinema. I do love my action, martial art, ninja type movies and things like that. Also love my anime, so I think I could do some series as well as movies, but I think I'll just call it Movie Night with Spidey. I think that's a good sort of thing that I like. Let me know what you think, obviously, in the comments. So obviously then the problem is so much around me, and I'm talking about like the movies. What do I pick first? So I literally just sort of closed my eyes and went like this and just went over to the rack and just grabbed one. And I'm like, okay. Now some of these movies I'll need to probably re-watch before doing these videos because I probably won't remember them as much. So hopefully, whatever, if you're looking at this as an informational type thing, I'll give a little bit of information. But as I said, my knowledge is not as great and my memory is not as great as what it used to be. So please bear with me. So I'll do a few of these, see what the reaction's like, and then yeah, just let me know. Just say, look, you're crap, or I don't like it, or stick to your comics and your collectibles, or yeah, I'm loving it, or I'm interested to see what else you have, or whatever the feedback will be, good, bad, or indifferent. I'd like to know regardless. So anyway, so I'm hoping, the other thing I'm trying to hope to do, now this is me thinking that it probably won't happen. Obviously, this is the first episode. This one's going to be a long one because I've waffled on for 6-7 minutes talking about what I'm going to do, which a lot of people hate. Most people fast forward through this bit. But the other thing, I'm praying that I can actually do this when I do the, you know, the quick whatever I'm going to do with the videos, whether it be a review or an informational thing or whichever, that I will be, you know, they'll be shorter videos. I'll do a quick summary at the start, just saying this is what the series is, this is what to look forward to, and get straight into it instead of, you know, waffling for 20 minutes and then doing 1 minute of the movie. So anyway, as I said, blind choice. And I actually picked Silent Rage. So now obviously, once again, getting into these movies and anime and stuff like that, a lot of these movies people will just know. Like, you know, if I do, I don't know, Jurassic Park or I don't know, Gladiator or something like that, like they're movies that a lot of people have seen. I will still tend to do those as well, but I'll also be diving into the ones that a lot of people might not know. As I said, like I've got a pretty extensive catalogue of martial arts movies and Hong Kong cinema movies and Asian cinema in general, and a lot of anime as well. And a lot of people may not necessarily be into that, but they might want to know about it. So obviously, yeah, you might want to see the title and go, Silent Rage, I've seen that, I know about that, and not watch. That's fine. But yeah, hopefully you do, and let me know. So yeah, Silent Rage, obviously the man himself, Chuck Norris. Big Chuck Norris fan. Obviously, once I sort of, you know, you start off generally when you get into the martial arts movies and things like that, you like people like Van Damme and Chuck Norris and Steven Seagal and stuff like that. And then you might branch out to Jackie Chan, Donnie Yen, so on and so forth. And then you might even dive even deeper, which I have done. But obviously, yeah, Chuck Norris, been around for a long time. You know, made his sort of premiere back in the really, what was it? Early to mid 70s, I think, when he did Way of the Dragon with Bruce Lee. May have had a movie before that, but that's from far back as I can remember. But obviously this is more about this particular movie. So Silent Rage from 1982. So it is one of his, like, obviously starring roles as Sheriff Dan Stevens. Basically, he is taking on I suppose the word is probably the best way to say it, is maniacal murderer. Obviously the Silent Rage comes in because the guy doesn't actually talk. This is more of a suspense thriller, with a bit of the action, obviously, because it's Chuck Norris thrown in there. Directed by Michael Miller, and yeah, it's been a while since I've actually watched it, so I did a quick, you know, rewatch and a quick recap sort of thing to refresh my memory. And yeah, basically a silent killer. So he doesn't talk, very, very menacing, and he basically goes on a bit of a murder spree. But the main twist to this, and you might actually see it written on the front here, science created him, now Chuck Norris must destroy him. So he was already a murderer before, and then I can't quite remember, but I'm pretty sure the guy actually dies, or he almost dies, and some scientists doing some unethical studies and human research, and obviously human testing, basically genetically engineer this guy to come back to be like, you know, they're almost trying to do the super soldier sort of thing, but obviously all it does is just make him near unstoppable. He's got the healing factor like Wolverine or Deadpool, like, you know, you stab him or you shoot him and he heals, you know, pretty much straight away. So obviously the story is based on, you know, Sheriff Dan Stevens, Chuck Norris, trying to stop this guy from the murder spree, and yeah, how do you kill the unkillable? So, but there's some awesome fight scenes in there. There's a big fight scene with Chuck Norris with a whole bunch of bikers in there, and obviously the ultimate showdown, which always happens towards the end. We all know how movies work by now, and yeah, it's the other thing of note is there's actually a song in here. Don't know whether it ever hit the charts or anything like that. It's Time for Love, or it's The Time for Love, or something like that. It was actually sung by Katie Segal, Peg Bundy from Married with Children, surprisingly enough. So just a little tidbit there for you if you didn't actually know that. So but there's the actual back of the case. Now obviously this is a bit of an old school DVD, probably fairly close to early, you know, one of the first releases. The disc is just the same as what the front cover is, but yeah, still an old school classic Chuck Norris movie with obviously the suspense thriller element to it, trying to catch a killer. That is probably and I think this was one of the first they really classified as a suspense thriller with Chuck Norris, because most of them are just plain old action movies. You know, Delta Force, Invasion USA, so on and so forth. So, but yeah, definitely worth a watch if you are a Chuck Norris fan, or if you are a martial arts fan. Yeah, definitely worth a watch, that's for sure. Obviously, it's very dated. If you can't handle watching older movies because of, you know, lack of technology, lack of CGI technology, so on and so forth, maybe not. But obviously, if you can get over that it's made in 1982 and it's just a classic old school movie, then give it a go. But yeah, that will do for movie night with Spidey. I hope you enjoyed it. As I said, we'll see how these go, see if I can sort of bring a bit more information and things like that. And I think I probably need to watch some of these movies in full before I actually do one of these, so it's fresh in my memory, but we'll see how we go. But anyway, thank you for watching. Do all the usual YouTube stuff. Hit the thumbs up on the way out. Leave a comment if you want to. Please leave a comment, mainly because I want to know, you know, obviously your thoughts, improvements, get rid of this, do this, whatever like that. And don't say stop waffling so much, because you know I'm never going to stop. But yeah, leave a comment if you can, please. And please hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 1K. I'm still a long way off, but I'm making my way there slowly but surely. But anyway, hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and Spidey out.